Cheers! Welcome to my channel. This is a bonus full moon for the month of January tarot oracle reading. And Libra, you are the star of this astrological insight. If your sun sign is not Libra, we still all have a bit of Libra in us. If you have your birth chart, which house is it in? That is where this energy shows up for you. And my goal is to provide valuable information to empower you. Keep in mind this is a general or collective reading, so parts of it may or may not resonate with you. Also, this is a timely reading, meaning that it's always the perfect time when you see it. If you're watching this in the future, check back to when I posted this, what was going on in your life, and it might give you more clarity about your situation. I've already shuffled the cards, but I just wanted to give them a quick cut here, and we will begin with the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck. And we have the Death card. Don't panic, Libra. This card has been coming up a lot. This very rarely means actual physical death. It more means like the end of a cycle. And so the energy of death on the Death card is about transition. Oh, come here, Stella. Excuse me for a minute. My cat wants to join me here. Okay, sit nice on my lap. Be a good girl. You go purr. That's your job. Okay? Sorry about that. We're back. So the Death card is actually about transition. And this doesn't just mean death. It also means rebirth. This flag here represents the light at the end of the tunnel. And so, when birth and death are very much the same, you go through the tunnel, it's dark, and then you come to the light. And this is the energy of this card. It's the end of a cycle and the beginning of a new. The reason this card is coming up so much is because we are about to move into a new year. We are moving from 2025 into 2026. In 2025, 2 plus 2 plus 5 equals 9. So it is the end of a cycle. 9 represents the end of a cycle. And 2 plus 2 plus 6 is 10. And, 1 plus 0 equals 1. That's a 1 year. That 1 year represents a brand new cycle. So we're talking about not just moving into a new year, but actually leaving a 10-year cycle to move into a new 10-year cycle. So people are really noticing this new year. Sometimes, when it's New Year's, you don't really notice. Oh, who cares? We moved into another year. But this one, everybody's noticing it. Not everybody, but most people. And so that's why this card is coming up so often. So that's the underlying energy of this reading here, is that there's a major transition happening, and it's the end of a cycle. And then we have, and it's going to require strength. So this is the internal forces. So that's going to be at the bottom of my reading here. And so this is the underlying energy for the internal forces. The internal forces are what you have control over. You can control whether you react or respond to what's going on in your life. You can't control other people, but you can control how you behave. And this is talking about Strength card. It's talking about the courage to be able to really go deep within yourself and really take a look at what your fears are. And quite often we have a lot of fears from our subconscious mind. When we were a baby to about the age of 7, we're heavily imprinted with the subconscious mind. And when you think about it, I mean, we don't really, most of us can't even remember that time frame until around kindergarten when we start school. So this energy, when the thoughts that we have don't even really belong to us because they've been imprinted on us from the people that were in charge of our care. And so quite often when we get upset or we're not, we're anxious, and we're saying, what if this happens? What if I do this? Well, then that happened, that kind of energy. The what ifs come from internal forces. And if you are brave enough to, that's what this is representing. She's reaching into the lion's mouth. It's a mature lion, but look at, he's being submissive and allowing it. And this is to prove to herself that she can face her fears and dig deep to do so. And when she does that and she clears those fears, she will have infinite potential moving forward. So the Star card is you're a star. You were born to shine. That's the energy, Libra. So, and this is talking about, pulling energy out of the universal pool, and then putting your own energy in that, and then taking that and pouring that onto Earth. And this is talking about you were born to shine. You were born to be a huge benefit to the universe, and so that's your destiny. That's the direction you would be best be going in. But there's been some heartache here. So this energy, when you look at this card, you can see, okay, there's heartache. Having said that, when you look again, you realize, oh, okay, the swords are actually really small compared to the heart. So sometimes this can be compared, some people compare this card to arrows, and the cupids with their bow and arrows, and then you fall in love kind of energy. So it's talking about matters of the heart. And this energy, when you look at it, it looks like a cliff with a cloud, but hey, maybe that's actually a human being with shoulders and a neck and a head. And so this could represent not being able to speak your truth, or other people telling lies about you, gossip, that kind of energy. This card can also represent, because that's the negative side, or the weak side of that energy of this card. But every card in tarot has two sides to it. Just like the double-edged swords and the, coins have two sides, that kind of energy. So the other energy is the subconscious mind, which I already explained. The unconscious mind is your soul, and your soul's desire to move forward on the destined path. And so that's the unconscious mind. And the conscious mind, what you are actually aware of yourself, that comes from you. All of those, when they are congruent with each other, and they're congruent with your heart's desires, then you're on your path. And so that this card can sometimes mean that. And I feel like, because we're talking about a cycle ending, and then you having the courage to really go deep and look at your subconscious mind. Because when we get upset, we usually rely on our subconscious mind before we rely on our conscious mind. And so this is talking about, if you have feelings, this could represent even that when you were young, you didn't feel worthy for some reason. And that's how you were you grew up feeling that way, that you weren't enough. And so this is talking about, no, you're a star, you are enough, and now it's time to allow your energy to shine. And it's talking about like 2025, that cycle is going to be very different going into 2026. The energy is going to change for you. Yeah. So this is the Eight of Cups is talking about someone who's put a lot of work into something they love, or it's into someone they love, that kind of energy. And they're walking away from it. This is a lot of energy, but it just hasn't paid off. It's been too painful. It's not doing them any good to be in this relationship anymore. So this is the energy. And I feel like in context here with these other cards, this can mean realizing when you are using your subconscious mind from when you were young and you didn't feel like you're enough, that you realize now, hey, I'm enough. I'm not going to be treated this way anymore. And so you look at these three cups of love and these three thoughts kind of energy. I feel like you've really done a really good job of healing your energy. So now you're ready to go out in this new cycle and this new energy and be the star that you were meant to be. Really beautiful energy, Libra. And I just want to point out here also that we have the moon here, and we have the full moon and the new moon. And this reading is about the full moon. The full moon on January 3rd is Cancer. It's in Cancer. And so Cancer energy, that stage of life of the zodiac is, Cancer is the fourth sign. And this is when you're a young adolescent girl energy, think of that, like someone that really feels, and think about her having her heart broken over love, and her first boyfriend breaks up with her, and it's her best friend that's going out with him now, that kind of energy. And everybody at school knows, and everybody's talking about it. That's the kind of energy. And this is like very volatile emotion. Young girls are usually beginning their cycle around, that when they're in that age group, and they have a tendency to really be up and down in their emotions because they're not used to the hormones. And so the energy is talking about, okay, the moon is in Cancer, and Cancer is actually ruled by the moon. And right directly across from Cancer on the zodiac circle is Capricorn. And Capricorn, we moved into Capricorn. We had the solstice on the 21st, and right around that time we also moved from Sagittarius into the Capricorn energy. Capricorn energy is very ambitious, and it's the most mature of the earth signs. So the Capricorn energy is climb that mountain, build that, whatever it is, that company, that house, that development, that kind of energy. It's very much about bringing what is just a thought into like actual physical matter. And so the energy of the Capricorn is very determined, step by step, consistent steps of action to reach the goal. And in that house, like right across from there, sits right now we have Cancer as the full moon, and this energy is opposite this energy of Capricorn, which is very ambitious. And the sun is in that house, the sun and not Mercury, the sun, Mars, and Venus are all together amplifying that energy back and forth from the moon. So that the sun and the moon are facing off, and like it's a real powerful energy. So that energy, because we have Aries, which is the infant of the zodiac, comes in, and that's ruled by Mars. And then we have Taurus, which is the toddler energy, ruled by Venus, and it's all about love. And then we have like the sun, which is shining light on everything. Sun represents God, and that's the Leo energy, wanting to lead. So Cancer's sitting there, and Cancer wants to just crawl into bed, go under the covers and eat comfort food and cry. And and Capricorn saying, hey, let's go climb a mountain. Let's go build something. And it's like, no, like that's the opposing energy. And so that's why a lot of us are feeling that, not wanting to let go of the last cycle. And we're not ready to yet. And then also, being like, like other people around you really like enjoying it. It's like a real weird energy that is happening right now. So it's kind of being in two different cycles and not quite out of it yet. So the Queen of Wands is here, and she's sitting on her throne, and her wand is made of wood, which represents the tree. So this is talking about deep roots with your ancestors, and then the offshoots, which are your descendants. She's holding a sunflower because the Queen of Wands has a real sunny disposition. She's known to be like a natural beauty, very sexy. She loves creative solutions. She's aware of the problems, but she doesn't focus on the problem. She focuses on the solution. And she's very creative and and how she does that. She's got a little black cat there. I've got one, not a black one, but on my lap now. She's being a good girl and purring away here. So this energy is, she's not, other people maybe wouldn't want the black cat because they are, like supposed to bring bad luck, but she doesn't worry about bad luck. She relies on her intuition and her logic, and she takes steps of action based on that. And I just noticed before, I always thought this cat was like looking at her, but it's actually looking at us. So, it's kind of like, I see you kind of energy. I never noticed that before. So we have the three, okay. So you've been disappointed in love. So this can represent that you've been disappointed 3 times by 3 different people. And that's what you're walking away from. Or one person, you gave them 3 strikes and you're out. and so the universe is saying, hey, I've got a cup of love for you. And you're saying, no, thank you. Sitting under the tree here with your arms crossed and all disappointed. And, if it's going to be some more of the same old shift, I don't want it. I don't want to have anything to do with it. I'm done with love. I'm totally disappointed. I'm disappointed every time I am vulnerable. And I don't want to accept this cup. I don't want to. I want to, but I don't want to. So you could sit under there, forever. But this is about not just walking away from the person, but being so hurt and so disappointed that you actually walk away from love. And so then the Page of Pentacles comes in. So the Page of Pentacles, it is about the coin, but it is also about health, wealth, happiness, abundance in your life. And without love, your life is going to be pretty challenging, really. So the Page of Pentacles brings in kind of like a new energy. They would work for the king and the queen in the court from the age of 7 to 14. And then when they grew up, if they were really good at what they were doing, and they had enough money for a horse, then they could be considered for knighthood. And this energy is, when this comes in, this is communication. Because they would be like the ones that passed messages back and forth to the king and queen and go run with the notes and whatever in the court. And generally, they would come from a family that was like in high society, to be put into this training position for that position. So they have a good understanding of what a dollar can buy and that kind of energy. But we're talking about overall abundance here. And so this is talking about, everything that you want on the 3D in your life, like your lifestyle, not just money. And this is also the communication. Of course, nowadays we have so many ways to communicate. So this could be like a text. It could be a phone call, a letter, an email. It could be a social media post, some form of information coming in about your health, wealth, and happiness. And without love, you're probably going to not have that much happiness. So this is the internal forces. This is what you are in control of. So this is talking about you were born to be a star. And you recognize that now, like you do get it because you've done this work. And the abundance in self-worth is I deserve to really go after my heart's desires. And I'm not going to be treated like this anymore. If I'm going to accept a cup of love, it has to be different from this, or I'm just going to walk away. And then this is communication in early life. And so this energy could be saying that maybe when you were younger, your parents split up and you had to deal with that energy of going to two houses and, one of your parents walked away from the situation. That's the energy I'm picking up. And then your emotional foundation, it was damaged. But having said that, you've learned, if you do the healing work, and you change, like you go through this transition, then you're going to be able to see the creative solutions in it. And the important thing about that, this is the energy, and this is what quite often what the star does come to Earth to do, is to solve generational curses, basically, that run through a bloodline. And so if the energy is like everybody in your family gets divorced kind of energy, then you'll be the one to break that cycle, that kind of energy. And this is regarding your creativity, your romance, and your children. So it's kind of like you don't have that and you're disappointed. That's what you wanted, but you don't have that in your life right now because the relationship didn't work out, or 3 different relationships didn't work out, whichever that way that is. And so your health and your daily routine and habits is kind of talking about, if you really want to have this energy of having a family, it's coming in. You have that possibility which would totally change your routine. But it's also saying perhaps you need to change your routines now and get out more. So, to meet people that maybe, it's kind of like someone's praying and they say to God, God, why don't you ever, I've prayed and prayed to win the lottery and I've never won. And God says, hey, go buy a ticket. So if you want to have a strong future, you need to participate in it. You have to put some effort in. So now we're going to talk about the external forces. And so external forces are the EFs. They're what you do not have control over. You don't have control over other people. This card is about give and take. So this energy is talking about, there's 6 pentacles there, which is like a pretty good start. There's 10 in the deck, so you're above average basically. And you will give to charity and give your time. Remember, these don't just represent coins. They represent your time, your energy, what you invest in, who invests in you. Are you getting a fair return for what you invest in? Are you receiving what you should when you give? And how much are you giving? And who to? Is it someone that deserves needs the money or the time and energy that you have? Or is it someone like this who has something in their pocket already and they're just pretending? And see, you notice that Libra is all about justice, and this is the scales of justice here. So it's learning discernment. This person needs to go work for their whatever. They already have what they need to be able to move forward. This person doesn't. So this is showing about Libra, that you need to learn this discernment because you maybe didn't see your value as a young child, and that's heavily imprinted on us. So I'm just getting you give too much and you don't get enough back, and you have to learn this discernment. So that's the energy. When you do that, the external forces won't have the control over you that they do now. In 2025, 2026 is only three days away or something like that right now. So yes, and if you change that, then look at the opportunities. Here we have 7 different cups here, and we have 7 different kinds of people to date is what's coming up. And look at how small this was, and now look how big this is, right? So you're a black hole just waiting for all these opportunities for love to come in. And you have choice. And what this is saying is get out and date. Get out and meet people at least. And, just you're dating. You don't have to get into heavy commitments with people. Just get out there and, socialize. And that's exactly what Libra is. Libra energy is talking about someone who's mature enough now to get married, and they socialize. They like to socialize with people that are also mature enough. And, the energy changes. Like you might have been a party animal and now you realize, okay, I want to get married. So you may as well start acting like you want to get married, right? That's the kind of energy I'm picking up. Okay, and then we have the regret. So you see that? This is this energy here again. So this, and here, you see that? And look at this. So this is talking about, this is what's available to you from outside of you. But you're so busy focusing on the 3 cups that spilled that you could sit under that tree being disappointed for the rest of your life, or, you could walk away from love totally. Or you could just say, you know what, I'm going to quit crying over spilt milk. This is actually wine. But there was a third person involved is what's coming up. And so this is 2 glasses of wine and a cup of poison kind of energy. And it poisoned the relationship. So you're better off, instead of focusing on this, taking these 2 cups and walking down the path, crossing the bridge over troubled waters here. And you see the castle in the background? That's half dilapidated and half standing. And so that's the energy of the relationship, how you see it. It's done. You're done. You're done with this person. You're not giving them another chance. But now, if you do that, if you let go of the regret and you quit worrying, and notice how all these symbols are black, right? And she doesn't the Queen of Wands doesn't let anyone stop her from loving anything. I'll damn well love if I want to. That's the kind of energy, right? So it's kind of like that, like not letting anyone tell you that you're not love worthy, okay? So let go of the regret and be grateful for what you do have left. You still have half the castle left. You've learned a lot from it. Get out and participate and behave like as though you are already married. Like, what I mean by that is maybe you don't want to be a party animal now, like if you were, and you want to be more about going to places where mature people go to, like not nightclubs so much, but, you know, place like find a hobby or something is what's coming up, like something that you really love to do. Because if you go there and you take classes or whatever, you might meet someone that also loves what you do, kind of energy. And they'll be sober. So this energy is coming up. That's because this cup can represent, you know, there's a lot of wine spilled there too. And maybe some vodka. I don't know. So this energy is talking about, okay, making this decision. Am I going to stay where I'm at, or am I going to move forward? And so this person is standing at their castle, at the top of the castle, and they are, you know, this is like a big fish in a little pond. They're successful, if you know, where they need to be, but they don't really want to stay where they're at, and they're ready to move forward and expand their horizons. So that's the energy I feel that you're going to be in, and there always is competition. And so it's kind of like an attitude that, oh, well, if someone went with someone else, then they must have been better than me because, you know, my relationships end up like that. Like the person always ends up cheating on me and going with someone else. So that must mean they're better than me. This is like an immature attitude of competition. We're really, no matter what we're doing, we're really not in competition with other people. It seems like we are. But you know, because like if we're in sports or whatever, we win the medal or the prize. But the energy is really what we're really, even if you are in a sport, you're in competition with the last best version of yourself. So you can't do change a lot about the external forces when you're in a game, or like if you're golfing, you know, it's a very mental sport. So you have to, if you lose your focus, you're not going to win. And it's not about the competition. It's about what was the last best score that you had, and doing your best to improve that. So immature competition is kind of like narcissistic cheerleaders who, like, they can see the other team was better, but they still want to win. So, and if they don't succeed, then their mothers will help them to win. That kind of energy. So it's just like not realizing yet that you're actually competing with the last best version of yourself. And, you know, you don't need to be jealous of other people or want to be like other people. You want to be yourself. And then that is going to bring out, because like if you get married, you won't be able to pretend to be someone else for that long. No one can do it forever. It always comes out at some point. Okay, and then this card wanted to come out next right away. Interesting. Because this is the Knight of Wands. So the Knight of Wands is like a grown-up page, right? But the Knight of Wands is carrying his wand of passion, and he loves his wand. So he's a bit of a hothead, but he's learned to rein his emotions in. And so this energy is talking about, and he loves the mysteries of the world, but you can see like his horse wants to keep going, and this represents his emotions, and he's like, you know, holding it back kind of energy. And what's interesting is that we are not only are we moving from 2025 to 2026, in the Chinese zodiac, we're moving from the year of the snake, which is about shedding your skin. And that will be mid-February, that the Chinese New Year is. So, you know, it's about really, I would take this opportunity with this full moon to really shed what's not, you know, what's not benefiting you. And that kind of energy is moving into the year of the horse now. So the horse is all about charging forward and with passion. And then what's really interesting is this card is coming up. So I did a reading. It was I think Gemini. And this card I've always read as conviction beyond a doubt. This is someone that knows what they want. And like you see these people here, this is like okay, that might be them down here, but you're on high ground now, and you're protecting what you're passionate about, and you're protecting your heart, that kind of energy. And if you notice here, this person's wearing one boot and one shoe. And so the boot, like, it's like, oh, did they rush out of the house? They had to protect themselves and they didn't notice? Or does this mean you've got 1 foot in 2025 in the shedding the skin still energy, and, that cycle of feeling like you're not enough? Or are you now in 2026 where you're the horse and you're ready to go and you're passionate about your life and you know that you're going to, you're attracting that energy, and you're going to defend your position in matters of the heart. This is over the heart. I feel like that's so cool. And what's really interesting is I always read this card as conviction beyond a doubt. And what I mean by conviction beyond a doubt is you absolutely know what you know, and now you will move forward in a different way. But someone questioned me, and I thought, what a brilliant question, because I hadn't really thought about it. And they said, are you talking about conviction, like as in a prison sentence, beyond a doubt? Well, if you were to be turned away from love for the rest of your life, that would be a prison sentence of your own making. And this is more saying, I deserve these opportunities in love. And it's not about the competition with other people. If whoever was in competition with this lover or whoever, this partner that hurt you so badly, because maybe it looks like they cheated on you, then what did they win? Let them have the prize. You don't want, that's not what you want anyway. So it's really a blessing in disguise. So when the person asked me that, I looked up the definition of conviction, and it is when you know what you know and you have no doubt. But it also does mean, a prison sentence. And it also in the Bible means that you know that there's been a sin, and that you have that you want to redeem yourself. That kind of energy. So isn't that interesting? You might have been the one that cheated also. So, let's just take it what it is and move forward and do your best to repair the damage that's been done and move forward in a different way in the new year. That's so awesome. Such good information, Libra. And I love the fact that it's also pointing out that it's a lack of maturity, right? Once you mature and you realize, oh, it's not the competition. The Knight of Wands is really charming and really good looking and really awesome energy, and also a bit of a player, because there's a lot of people competing for their energy, right? And their time. So, they have a lot of choice. They have a lot, but so do you. This could mean you were a bit of a player, whatever that energy is. And I just want to point out also that the Queen of Wands can also represent a male that's in their feminine energy. And the King of Wands, or the Knight of Wands, can be someone that is a female in her masculine energy. Just, as well, the Star can be a male in their feminine energy, more in their intuitive energy. So I hope you're enjoying this reading. I'm really enjoying it. It's pretty good. It's good advice. And if you are, please do like and comment. It really does improve my ability to do the readings. Now I look at this card in another new way, and I can read it better, and I will be able to write that up in my new Tales from the Vector. I have an oracle, and that's the cards I'm using here. So it's an oracle that I started doing paintings for way back in 2007, and there was 64 paintings, and I completed them in 2020. And that's what I'm doing right now is I have all the paintings done, and I'm gathering the information to put the deck out, and I want to make sure I get it right. And the only way is to play with the cards like this. So it's really, really awesome. And so I have the numbers of the cards as they are listed in my gallery on my website, talesfromthevector.com. And that's TAILS, talesfromthevector.com. So you can go there after and take a look at the paintings. I will list them in the order they appear here, the numbers of the paintings, so that you can, they say a picture is worth 1,000 words. You may learn some more about your situation from it. And just this oracle is courtesy of the Intergalactic Federation of Light. So here we go. I'm just shuffling cards here while I was talking so that we can tune into this energy and see, okay, what more can we learn about this? I feel this is so clear, like it's such good advice for everybody. Okay, so we've got Gemini energy. Oh, okay. So this is about that age where I'm talking like in kindergarten. That's sometimes when we're able to remember what happened to us when we were little, because going to school is such a big deal. And Gemini energy, that's kind of like the twins, right? And so it's kind of like the energy of when you heal that energy from before you can't remember, then your subconscious mind doesn't have the grip on you that it would before. And again, it does take a lot of courage to do so. And then we have the All-Star. So this is about having the insight, using your third eye. So not just being logical, but also being intuitive. Actually, we do not have even a single sword here, but these ones. So that's kind of telling you most of this energy is actually coming from your reaction to what's happening around you, and it probably has a lot to deal with this. So really good that you worked on it. It's going to make a big difference. And then we have dissension. So this energy is talking about, with friends like this, who needs enemies? And I think I said this Cancer energy, it's like a young girl, like the adolescent girl, and her boyfriend broke up with her, and it was her best friend that's with him now, kind of energy, and everybody at school is talking about it. That's the energy. That's the dissension. And that's someone that had their eye on your boyfriend and caused the dissension. It was a tactic they used so that they could have him. So this is about swimming with human sharks. And that's an important skill set to have, is to learn how to communicate properly. And that's what Gemini energy is about. Father figures. I'm just getting, again, this energy is quite often young girls will be looking for a father figure if they didn't have that when they were younger. And young boys, they'll grow up to be opposite or just like their dads. Then the same-sex parent has the most profound effect on you than the opposite. So this is, someone, maybe your dad was not the kind of person that taught you, like you weren't daddy's little girl kind of energy. Or maybe you were so much so that you can't find anyone that is better than even anywhere near as good as your dad kind of energy. And then we have the Chariot. So the Chariot is talking about you're on your journey. It's the power of spin. It's already moving forward. So if you're walking away already, good for you. You deserve better. But don't walk away from love entirely. And then we have the Sagittarius energy here, which represents the fire, the wand. And this is talking about, love is an adventure. Dating is an adventure. I know it is and it isn't. But this is about, are you going to contract and be, this is the other thing about the full moon in Cancer energy. It's very much like, okay, she wants to crawl into bed and cry, right? And eat comfort food. But having said that, also, like if crabs are caught and they're going to be dinner and they're all sitting in a bucket and one of them tries to escape, do you know that the other crabs will try and grab that crab and pull it back down? And so it has the same fate as the rest. And that's what I'm talking about when I'm saying being able to heal, like by going inward like this, being able, because now you will raise your children differently. It heals bloodlines, not just you, but bloodlines. And then we have the sun. So this is God saying, look, it's me. And I know you. I know you better than you know yourself. And I'm telling you, take this cup. You'll be happy you did. And then look at, that's the energy. Well, no, it's supposed to be here. So this is the page. This is saying, take the cup and you will be on your destined journey. If you're foolhardy, you're traveling with God's plan. And that's what the chariot represents. I love that. So if you're going to go on an adventure, you may as well go on an adventure with God, right? Like that's the main father figure that you need to be concerned about, because you're unlike your parents. God knows when you were born. That's the energy that's kind of funny. When you're born and you come down that tunnel and you come into the light, really, you could be caught by a couple of idiots, right? That don't know what to do with you. And that energy could be like, you didn't come with a manual. So, and when you have kids of your own, then, you'll say, oh, I'm not going to be like my parents. But hey, that subconscious mind is pretty strong. And they don't come with a manual. You love them and you want to do your best, but you just don't know what to do a lot of the time. But when you make the transition of death and you cross over, God catches you, and God knows exactly what to do with you. God is knows you better than you know yourself. So God wouldn't send you a divine partner that was not worthy of you now, because that's what you're ready for. And yet, and it's saying again, the whole new world, getting neutral to what happened here. And you've learned, this is reconfirming, the world's going to be different for you moving forward, because you understand now where you went wrong. You were giving too much. Don't give yourself away. That's the energy. And then we have anger. So this is what I was talking about. This is one of the karmic spaces that's passed down from one generation to another. If you're raised in an angry family, you're probably going to be angry. And you're going to teach your children to be angry. And when you heal that, then you'll teach them to be more loving, because now you're open to it, you see? I love this. This is awesome energy, especially for Libra. And then this is the guiding star. So this is about, going inward and trusting your intuition. And I'm getting that what that's saying is you knew like this person had that potential, but the Knight of Wands is really, really desirable. And then the Battle Star. So this is someone, having the courage again. It's talking about breathing through it and having the courage, meditating, getting into a place where you really know where you want to go. And then we have Cancer energy saying, yeah, that's the energy, okay? You want to be engaged. Actually, this is saying, do you want to be engaged or entrenched? So if you keep thinking, oh, it's because I wasn't good enough and the competition was more beautiful than me and blah, 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 and you think that they really want a prize when that's someone that would, if they'll do it with you, they'll do it to you. So the energy is that reconfirmation, right? That you want to be engaged. You don't want to be entrenched in your emotions. The goal is to get, if you're in this position where you're wanting, Libra is the sign that wants to get married and have children and raise a family, then you have to start acting like it. That's what I mean by that. And this would be a wish come true. So you may have thought that this could represent someone that's coming in now for you, that's very passionate about you. Or it could be this person that cheated on you, whichever way it happens, or that you cheated on, or whatever happened. But this is talking about your attitude. And that's what I'm talking about. Changing your attitude. Like you are marriage material. That's the energy. And so you need to behave it into being, right? And then we have the Wheel of Fortune's turning. Yeah. So this is talking about your spiritual needs being represented. And this is your reputation. So it's kind of like, it's hard, like if you're in the Cancer energy and you're thinking like an adolescent, it's hard to lose. It's just not that easy. It never is easy. It's always easier to win. But when you're that age, it's particularly challenging. Whoops, I've got my cards all messed up. But anyway, I hope you did enjoy this reading. I really did. I think this is such good, solid advice for all of us. And I will be back with another reading for you, Libra, at mid-month. And if you did like this, please like and comment, as it will empower me to build my channel. Consider subscribing if you resonate with the energy. It would be my honor if you did so. And I will be back with another reading for you. soon, like at mid-month-ish. And sorry, Stella, gotta wake you up to turn the camera off.